Let's see whether it works. Yes, I hope it works, and you can and other friends also can watch the class afterhand. Yes, this is strategic management course, and I personally welcome you, all of you, one by one. I want to start with discussing the syllabus first. So let me share with you the syllabus. Can you see now the syllabus?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good, very good. So let's start it. Yes, these are the written period. You can read them afterwards. There's a book suggestion of mine. You can find them if you want to. And this is the important part of this course. Yes, what we will do in this course. Firstly, since this is a master degree course, it is different from graduate courses, undergraduate courses, sorry. So your friends who did take other courses last year maybe realize that the master courses are a bit different from the undergraduate courses. So, but for the newcomers, for the new starters of this faculty and of this master program, I need to emphasize something. Our focus here in all our courses, actually twofold. I mean, the one side to teach you something, to transfer some knowledge to you. Knowledge is, of course, in this course about strategic management. So we will be talking about the basics of this strategic management. We will be discussing all these theories, all these models, analysis methods, analyzing methods. But and in the same time, the second one, which I think is more important, is the research aspect. I mean, we want to show you that how to conduct the academic scientific research. Okay, this is the main difference between a master degree and undergraduate degree. So here you need to be equipped with some competencies, some skills on doing research, on establishing some academic research. So because of that, our course, as you see here, is mostly heavily shaped by this research part. I mean, 30% of this will be coming from your article summaries, and the 40% will be a research proposal. And then we will have a final exam as well to test your knowledge on the field at the end of the semester. What about these article summaries? What I expect from that? So for each week, I have a set of reading lists. Okay, these reading lists are the fundamental articles, important articles in the theory. So every week, everyone must read these articles. Okay, so the assigned articles must be read by all of you. I mean, this is a must. If you can't do that, I mean, you will be unsuccessful in your master thesis, because it is all about understanding the theoretical discussions and how can you position yourself, your master thesis, in that theory. Okay, we will be talking in details during the class. I mean, what's the research, what's the theory building, this kind of stuff. I try to tell you that, but from my experiences from the last semester, I see that many of our friends in this master degree are lacking these skills. I mean, they didn't know what a research mentality is. They didn't know how an academic research is conducted, what a research question is, what is a literature review, this kind of questions. So I devote some part of my courses. I devoted it in the last semester, and I am planning to devote it again here in this course as well to these research skills. So for each and every week, can you see this yellow part? For each of the article, you need to provide a very short summary. Okay, I don't want a summary that's page long because it's hard for me to read that again. But what you need to do is to learn how to read an article. Okay, I mean, because articles are not like ordinary books, ordinary magazines, ordinary writings, right? I mean, they have a structure which is an academic structure, and you need to learn about this. Okay, so what kind of things you need to know while you are reading an article? Okay, first of all, for example, when you look up from an article, you need to look for the motivation of the research, motivation of this article. What does I mean by that? What do I mean by that? The main research questions, main contributions of the paper. I mean, why these scholars, why these authors are conducting this study, right? They have a question in their mind. You need to be able to find these questions, okay, when you read an article. This is a very important thing. So when you are writing your article summaries, okay, you need to find these main questions and note it there, okay. Then the theoretical framework they are discussing, whether if there are some theories they are discussing, like there are maybe tens of different theories in strategic management, right? Structural contingency theory, resource-based theory, generic strategies, Porter's industry theories, or hypotheses. You need to find them. You need to realize that. You need to acknowledge that this article is discussing this theory. Okay. And what are their major propositions? Propositions. By propositions, we mean the hypothesis. Do you have a course on research methods, by the way, this semester?
Yes, I have. I have the research method.
Yes, we have.
Yes, you have the research method course. Okay. I mean, when you take that course, you will be more familiar with these concepts, the propositions, hypothesis, empirical studies, research methods, this kind of thing. But here again, in this course again, we will be discussing about this as well, okay? Because these are more important than the content itself. Because these these are the tools that you want to use, that you need to use, okay? While you writing your master thesis, you will need that. If you don't learn them well enough in these courses times, to master thesis, when you move to writing your research proposal in your seminar courses, you will have many problems, and I am actually living it with some students because they don't know anything about this stuff, and from the scratch, I try to tell them what are these. Okay, so this is why this course is dedicated some of his parts to tell you this, tell you what kind of mentality we need to have. Okay, so you look for major propositions. If it's an empirical paper, there should be some hypothesis. Okay, if it's not an empirical paper, if it is just a theoretical paper, they make some suggestions. Okay, they make some propositions. They say that this should be like that, this kind of thing. We are looking for these propositions. Methodology is an important part because this is the difference between a normal paper, normal magazine, normal newspaper, magazine, or book, and a scientific paper. Okay, a scientific paper, a scientific article should be based on some scientific knowledge, and research methods actually proves that you obtain that knowledge through scientific methodologies. Okay, so knowing your methodology, establishing your methodology, research methodology is very important. If it's empirical, of course, I mean, if it's not empirical, it's a theoretical discussion. For example, in some papers, some very good scholars, like very famous scholars, they write some visionary papers, like they make some commentaries on the theories, okay, theoretical discussions. But they don't have actually a research methodology. I mean, they have a contribution in terms of philosophy, okay. So if it's a philosophical paper, I mean, you don't need to find the research method, but if it is empirical, if there are numbers, okay, if there are hypotheses, if there are some graphics, okay, in your paper, you need to define which methodology they are using. And their results, if there's a results section, and the implications of the study, okay. So these are actually, you need to be able to make the differentiation between these, okay, in your future studies. And then I want you to make a strength and weakness analysis of the paper. What is the strength, strong points, weakness points, and if there is any possible ways to improve the paper. So, are we clear about this? So each week, I will give you 2 or 3 articles, okay? And you will read and make a summary of them, okay? Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
It will be
Okay, okay, roger that.
Thank you. I ask you sometimes because sometimes I don't know whether you hear me or not, okay? If you can answer me or write something, that would be great. Okay, thank you. Okay, I will talk to you about Turnitin accounts after the syllabus, but for now, this is it. And then you need to write a research proposal. This research proposal actually is based on a new idea that you develop, okay? For example, you will read many of the papers, we will discuss in the lectures many theories, and you will come up with some research questions, okay? And it's like a small exercise for you to build up your seminar papers, research proposal papers, okay? So we will be discussing all the details of this, but you need to find a question, a theoretical question, okay? And you need to present it in the class, okay? You need to present your research proposal in the class. We will decide the times and timeline of this in the following lectures. So let me, okay. Do you get my emails on Turnitin accounts today?
yes.
I have created
Yes,
Turnitin accounts for you.
Yes.
Okay, then let's share it with you, this Turnitin. Yes, this is Turnitin. I hope you can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in Turnitin accounts, this is our strategic management course. You are enrolled to this course. And for each week, I will create some boxes to upload your homeworks or your assignments, okay? So when you click that assignment, you will see that each one of you has a name here. Your names are listed here. So when you upload your document on the system, I can see the similarity rate. What is that similarity rate? Do you know?
No, the similarity of the words and the paraphrase that we used already used with the sources in the Google or the databases.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. The similarity rate is important because I don't want you to copy and paste. Okay. If you copy and paste, I can see that here by Turnitin, through Turnitin. For example, if you upload the same document with your friends, you will get 0 points. So that is we call plagiarism. Okay, that is we call plagiarism, and we should avoid this. In academic field, plagiarism is like stealing something that is not your own and presenting it as is your work. Okay, so I'm using the Turnitin program to see that you are actually making these summaries with your own works. Okay. So I don't want very long papers. For each of the article, it's enough for me half or 1 page, up to one page summaries for each article. Okay. So you just try to write what you understand from that article. Okay. It's not important that it is true or false. Just we are here actually try to equip you with some skills of reading some article. Okay. So be careful about copying and pasting. Don't copy the paragraphs from the article and paste it in your assignment, okay? You write with your own words. And don't try to do it together with your friends. Just do it yourself. and you need to read every article, and you need to provide summaries for each article you read. Okay, and for every week there will be 2 or 3 articles. Okay. Any questions with that?
So how about the next week?
Next week?
Yeah.
Yes, next week we will start at the same time, and I uploaded the documents to the IBUSM system. Do you have do you know IBUSM system, right?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone can access their IBUSM links, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I will be uploading your reading lists to the IBUSM, guys. Okay, and you can download them and read them. Okay, so you don't have to find the articles through the Google Scholar and everything, but we need to teach you. Your assignments will be on that. Okay.
Is there a homework for next week?
Yes, there's a homework for next week. We are starting. So this is a okay. I know that it sounds hard. Okay, but sorry, someone want to join the class. Okay. I know that sounds hard, but you need to get used to that. Okay, guys, because otherwise you will lack some important skills. This is not a like undergraduate course. You just listen to the course and then go to exam and then pass. So you need to understand the research mentality, and the best way is to read. Okay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, sure.
By the way, for each week, I will also try to upload some useful links for you to learn some tools to do better research, like Mendeley. Do you know, how many of you know Mendeley or EndNote? Any of you? Okay, no problem. I mean, I didn't know it, of course, when I started to my PhD and master thesis, but this Mendeley is a program that arranges your references. Okay, so you upload your documents, upload your articles to that, and you can manage your references. It's a very good tool for you, this Mendeley. I suggest for all of you to download it and use it while preparing your assignments and your master thesis. And it's free, by the way, Mendeley. And I will upload it, for example, for this week, and you can check it. I will upload some videos on that, so you can learn it. These tools are actually making your lives very easy. Okay, when, for example, when you are writing something in the Word, you can use the Mendeley plugin, and it automatically creates the references. Okay, so it's a very good tool for you. Okay, anyway, Narida, welcome. Can you hear me, Narida? Okay. So, what else we need to talk about the syllabus? Do you have any questions on the syllabus? Okay. So,
Hojam,
yes.
I just needed to ask something about
Yes.
timing. How long does it last? Like every day? Like how many hours do we have class?
For the assignment?
No, in total, like how many minutes does it last, the class? 50 minutes or maybe 2 lessons or?
I mean, it's normally 1 hour, 15 minutes to 1 hour. But according to situation, maybe if there will be presentations of you, it could be longer maybe. Okay.
Okay. Thank
but
you.
normally it's 1 hour.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
For the assignment part, you said you just expect 1 page or one and a half or less. But you also mentioned about the yellow parts in the syllabus. So
Yes.
in this summary of the assignment, we need to mention about this yellow part or just what we understand from the article?
You need to mention about that yellow parts. Okay,
Yeah.
if they apply, in some cases they don't apply, in some cases they will apply, but mainly these questions. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes. Okay then. Then I want to move on. A little bit about what strategy is, right? Okay. I shared the presentation. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you something. What do you know about strategy? I mean, when we say strategy, what comes to your mind? Anyone?
You know, I think future. You know,
Future. Yes.
you know, being able to think about future and some what able to what worse can happen or what best can come.
Yes, yes, you are right, Mohammed. Strategy is about future. Strategy is about having a vision about the future, right? You mean where you want to be in the future. Yes, very good. Thank you. What else? Anyone, what comes to your mind in your daily life? We use this word very much, right? Very frequently. Strategy, strategy, strategy. So what do you think about that? I mean, what does that word mean? No one? You can also write if you want to talk. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to force you to talk. But what I want to tell you, actually, there is a book. I kind of like it very much, and it applies to our understanding one strategy, guys. So I want to share it with you before starting our class. So this book is called Thinking Fast and Slow. Okay, it got a Nobel Prize, I guess. Yes, and it's also available in Turkish if you want to read. So it says that there's two different parts of our brain. I mean, two different mechanisms of our brain. Okay, one is system one, which he says he called fast thinking, and the other part of it, the system two, is just slow thinking. So the fast thinking is our actually that we do every day and that we are very used to do it. For example, when you are driving your car, right? You don't really very think about how does it work, how do you change the vitesse and everything like that. So you just do it. Or when you are going to your home or to the way to your business, to your job, right? You don't think much because it's like a memorized thing, and you do it. You do it fastly. You don't give so much effort to think to solve that problem, right? So you have a system one, it's a fast thinking, and it's automatically actually helping you in your daily lives, right? I mean, for example, while using a car, while doing some home work in the home, right? So it's automatic, and actually it requires less effort. Okay, this is one. This is our daily lives. We mostly use this part of our brain. Okay, it's because easy. But system two is slow thinking. When you face something very complicated. For example, if I ask you the question of how, what is the two times two? What is the two times two? Everyone automatically says 4, right? I mean, you won't even think on that, right? So it's a fast thinking. I mean, because it's automatically coded in your brain. But when I ask you some more complicated mathematical equation, you need to slow down. You need to think. You need to maybe write it down, right? You need to calculate it. I mean, and then show me the results. So some efforts. So this is why people avoid these kind of problems. Okay, system 2 thinking, slow thinking. People tend to solve their problems through system 1. However, in our daily lives, okay, system 1 is considered maybe the 90% of our daily life. However, sometimes we need to system 2, slow thinking, to reach better results. Because when we think fast, when we don't plan, when we don't try to use our brain, maybe sometimes we can fall some errors, right? We can do some errors because it's fast thinking, we think automatically. So it could be wrong, right? It could be wrong. It's maybe it requires less effort, but it will not give you the necessary good results, maybe. So slow thinking is like related to planning, related to thinking, trying to find the different perspectives of the problem and trying to find the better way of the problem. For example, in terms of businesses, in terms of jobs, there are some traditional job owners, traditional bosses, right? Who, for example, found their companies, who rule their companies for years. And when you ask them, how do you make decisions? How do you take important decisions, right? They said that I have a feeling, right? I have a gut feeling that this is a good idea. This is a good business opportunity for me. If I can do that, I will be rich, for example. So this is a system 1 thinking kind of, because they trust their feelings. They trust their, how can I say, traditions, their what they get used to do. Okay, but actually, the long-term success is dependent on system 2 thinking, slow thinking, because slow thinking gives you the opportunity to realize the internal and external factors that could affect your decision, that could affect your business, and so that you can make some better calls, better decisions, right? So, after giving the small introduction of this book, actually in strategic management, we try to do that, okay? We try to provide them decision mechanism, build up a decision mechanism based on slow thinking, based on planning, based on some analysis, okay? Otherwise, everyone can make decisions, right? Okay, I have this amount of money. I want to invest in that job. I want to invest that opportunity, right? Who can say something, right? I mean, this is your decision. But you will most probably fail, right? You can be successful, but you can be unsuccessful as well. So how can we develop some ways that ensure success, right? So while decision making. This kind of things, strategy actually goes on. Yeah. So where does it come? This strategy concept, where does it come? Actually, it's a very, very old word. I mean, it's coming from Greek times, and it's in Greece. It means leading an army, right? Strategy, leading an army. So, like you know about this in your history classes or in the movies you read, you watch. You see that some commanders actually moving their armies. They say that okay, take this position, go to there, go to this, and they are actually leading their army for their successes. So strategy is something like that in the business, in the modern business as well, because you try to position yourself right against your rivals. I mean, in the military context, it is the enemy that you fight for, and in the business context, it is the rivals that you fight for the same customer, right? A rival is like an enemy. I mean, it's not maybe a good example, but because you fight for the same customer, you want to sell something, and he also wants to sell the same thing to the same customer. So you need to position yourself according to your rival. And this strategy context is a very old context, even in Chinese context before Christ, 6th century. Sun Tzu, for example, he wrote a book, Art of War. And for example, one of his quotations is that is very important and is very, applicable for today's as well. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. So what does that quote mean? What do you think? Please make some comments.
About being what? Being in what?
Yes, the quotation that you can see now on the.
Yeah, I know the Sun Tzu. Yeah,
Yes.
he has a book about Art of War, I think.
Yes, Art of War. So by this quotation, what Sun Tzu actually indicated? I am asking that. What did he mean by that? Winning first and then going to war. Any ideas? Rocio, do you want to speak up?
Can I say, sir?
Oh, you can also speak up.
Personally, I think by this expression we can see that victorious warriors, they generally make the strategies and all the plans putting together, and after analyzing all the plans, they go to war and they most probably win the war. So what we mean is strategies win the war, not the number of the army.
Yes, you are very right. Thank you very much. So first, planning. He emphasized the importance of planning, right? Before going to war, before taking your actions, you need to think it. You need to, like a scenario, right? You build up the scenario in your mind and think about that. Okay, if I, for example, position my army in that field, and what would be the enemy's move, right? And then how can I respond to that? If you don't think that and you just go, okay, there will be a chance maybe you can win, but most probably you will be unsuccessful, right? So he emphasized the importance of planning, and it is still a very important thing in our strategies. Okay. So strategic management is relatively a new concept in business management. As you know, you are management graduates, most of you. As you know, business policies, business management is almost 100 years old field, right? In the beginning of 19th and 20th century and at the up to 19th century, there are some proposed models for managing a business, right? Like Ford, Taylor, Weber, they proposed some scientific methodologies to make management, to increase efficiency, to increase effectiveness, right? But they are focusing at the internal part of the company, like how to run a business effectively, how to motivate your people to work better, right? This kind of stuff. But in strategic management, they suggest that you need to both look at inward and outward. What do we mean by that? Internal aspect of the company and external aspect of the company. Okay, so by combining this, you can make a good decisions. You can be successful. Okay, so business policies is just about managing a business. Like in a hierarchical model, you just manage business. You just give orders and just control them and report to your superior. But in strategic management, actually, we need to go above that. Okay, it's just a classical understanding of business management. And there are different decisions in our life, right? For example, when you go into a Starbucks, right? For example, you see tons of different coffee in the Starbucks list, and you just make a decision. You say that I want a Turkish coffee, I want a latte, I want a cappuccino. It's a simple decision, right? You don't have to think much about this. But what about deciding to start, for example, master degree in IBO, right? I mean, it's not that a simple decision, right? You need to think on that. You need to consult some other friends maybe who started to do master degree there. You need to maybe think about its advantages, disadvantages. It's a complex decision, right? And in our business life as well, there are different types of decisions. Sometimes it's very simple, and you just make your decision. Okay, it could be done by everyone, but sometimes you need to think. I mean, because you have many uncertainties, right? I mean, while you are selecting your coffee, there are no uncertainty. I mean, whether you like a latte with a milk, you can drink that. If you like something more strong, you can drink an Americano, right? It's not that an uncertain environment. But while thinking about making an investment, okay, into a new country, for example, for a big multinational company, there are many factors that you need to consider, like political factors, economic factors, societal factors, legal factors, environmental factors, and so on, right? So complex decision cannot be made like simple decisions. And strategic management actually shows us how to deal with these complex decisions. So if we can summarize what strategic management is, it is an art and science, both. It's an art and science. This is an important difference in being an art and being a science. It tells you actually like that. By saying science, we mean that it's based on some evidences, right? Some numbers. For example, you think about yourselves as portfolio managers in investing your money to some stocks, right? For example, in Istanbul Stock Exchange, you want to buy some stocks. And what would you do? You will look at their numbers, right? You will look at their, say, for example, their revenues. They declare some income levels, and you just look at them. There are numbers you can see. Okay, this stock is performing very good. They have increased their profits, let's say 10%, 20%. I can invest in that. So this is a scientific base of it, because there are numbers, everyone can see that. What is the art base of this strategic management? Sometimes these are not that clear, right? I mean, it's blur. For example, you want to invest in making business in, let's say, in some country that there are huge political conflicts, okay? So there should be some people who can manage these conflicts, right? Who can have skills to overcome these problems. So and sometimes you need to see that what would be the rivals, what would be the other people's actions, right? You need to be able to read them. You need to be able to foresee them. So this requires some leadership skills. So it's an art at the same time. But art and science together, it's about formulating, implementing, and evaluating decisions. Yes. What do we mean by that? Formulating is the planning aspect of strategic management. Before taking your decisions, you need to formulate it. You need to think about it, okay? This is the planning part. And then when you develop some strategies, it's important to implement them, okay? When you formulate one, it is just something on paper, some plan that's written on the paper, but you need to apply it on the field, implement it, and then implementing is a different thing, right? Because there may be so many other things that you didn't plan, that you didn't expect. And to see the success of that strategy, you need to evaluate it, you need to control it, right? Whether for example, in my strategic plan, I said that I will sell 10 millions of this product, okay? This is my plan, this was my plan. But at the end of the year, I see that it's only 9 million, okay? So I need to ask the question why I am short of this 1 million unit of products, okay? What did I do wrong? How can I solve that problem? Is it because of me? Is it because of my company, my skills? Or is it because of the environment? It's because of the other rivals or politics or societal factors or technological factors, right? So these kind of questions actually shows that managing a business is not an easy thing, right? It's not a thing that, okay, I want to do it like that and I am doing it like this. It's not a good idea. You need to put some effort on that. So strategic management actually is giving us that. So it's an ongoing process, right? It never stops, strategic management, because every time when you get some new information, you need to change your strategies. You need to have can I say, dynamic strategy, right? You need to update it every time. And it is, we will see that there are so many important aspects of it: economic aspects, societal aspects, technological aspects, political aspects. Okay, ongoing process. Okay, we can, I think for this week, we can stop here. So, any questions about that? About our lecture? I mean, we will be talking about this strategy, what strategy is, in the next week, okay? What is its phases, different phases, and we will continue by this. I will upload to the IBSM system all the material. Okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any questions about the course, about the material, about anything? The record, Hatice, I will try it. Yesterday there was a problem with the Teams. I couldn't manage to upload it. But normally in your Teams page, okay, you can download it. For example, when we finish it, you can go and download the video to watch it again. Okay. So you can do it like that. And for Muhammad, that you said that I couldn't attend the class next week. You need to download the record within the 20 days. After 20 days, they automatically delete the record. Okay. But we will see. I mean,
actually, I will try my best.
Okay.
I will try my best to attend the class. And the second thing about, I really appreciate if my friends add me to the WhatsApp group if they have it.
To create a WhatsApp group?
Yes, I don't know if they have. Like, I really appreciate it.
Okay. I mean,
we don't have yet.
You can do it. I mean, it's behind you guys. Okay, you can create another WhatsApp group and do it yourself. I mean, and it's up to you. I mean.
Okay, thank you very much. Many thanks indeed.
Yes, and I will try to upload the course. Maybe if I can do it, I can upload to IBSM system as well with a YouTube link. Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
I will try. So for the next Tuesday, you will have 1 or 2 articles to read. Okay, to make a summary. And upload it to the Turnitin system. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
And by the way, in the Turnitin system, your similarity rate should be less than 30%. Okay?
Okay.
30%.
30%. Normally it is much more less, but since it is very short assignments, in short assignments, sometimes it could be more because of the topics and titles and everything. But 30% is good. Okay.
Okay. That's good.
Okay, I am ending recording. Stop recording.